Okay. Let's embrace yourself, friends. What's going on, everybody? There we go. It's Ricky with Video Homicide, and I'm back once again for a bit of a channel update slash what's coming up and what's going on. So hopefully everyone's having a fantastic Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. I my mom today and had Chinese food with her and my brother. Not bad. But with all that being said, I want to let everybody know that currently what I have available in terms of comics is I've got Filthy Ralph comics. There's 9 issues right here available in a bundle. So this comes with all 9 issues. This is $30 plus shipping. You get 9 comics. If you hold off on like maybe a week from getting this from now, it'll be 10 because I am basically finished High as a Fly, which is the latest installment in the Filthy Ralph universe. I've also got issues 1 through 7 of Raise the Dead. So this comes with all 7. This is $20 plus shipping. And I've also got Cinema 187. This is the complete bundle, issues 1 through 6, which is $75 plus shipping. This is the only time that this is going to be available for this price. This is the last full complete set of Cinema 187 available for purchase. So with that being said, how the fuck's it going? Yeah, for the last week, I've been working on a comic called High as a Fly, which I finished the story part of it. I now have the front cover, back cover, inside front, and inside back cover, which honestly I always say for last because truth be told, like your momentum and your skill is going to be at its highest quality at the end of a project like this. And let me tell you, like I went all out with this. I believe it's 24 pages. It's going to be delivered the same way that my last 2 Out on Parole was one of them. This one right here. And I did another one called, there it is, Pawn Shop Funnies. So there's now going to be High as a Fly in this same format, which I really enjoy working with. So every panel is technically a page, but here's the spread from Out on Parole. Old Ralphie boys doing some yayo. Excited about that one. Out on Parole, actually, this one I started like a long time ago, and then I finished it this year. So worth checking out. But now, like I said, High as a Fly is done. And with these, I sort of took not an easy route, but the artwork in these smaller ones is very lacking compared to this latest installment where I went all fucking out. Like, just to give you an example, like here's the stack of original art for High as a Fly. It's like I said, it's 6 pages, but it's 24 panels, so 24 pages in total when it's going to be delivered. But Filthy Ralph and Little Ricky and this High Fly have essentially a drug trip inside of Ralph's apartment. So I'm not going to show you this whole page, but just like this is the first panel with the High Fly waking up inside of a matchbox at Ralph's place. And then just to give you another example, there's a part in this game where Little Ricky's playing the game Doom, and then the fly basically gets sucked into the game Doom. So I'm pretty stoked on the way this turned out, man. It was a good one. It was fun. Like I said, I've got the few extra pieces left to finish it off, but shouldn't take too long. I could probably even have that done tonight. I gotta say, I planned this one out pretty fucking, from start to finish. I planned her out, and with the amount of planning that I did, the easier it was to finish it in such a quick time. Because I'd mentioned last Friday on the stream, I was like, I'll have this comic done by next weekend, and I was like, yeah, it's a possibility, but we'll see. And lo and fucking behold, I got it done. So if you put your mind to it, you will succeed. Just burning some sage, cleansing the fuck out of the energy in this place. My wife's actually gone for a week again. She's going on ceremony, so she is away. I'm here with my boy Ollie, and we're just holding it down. But I see Josh Beasley's in the house. What's going on, homie? How you been? Yeah, I know you messaged me recently about the Beavis and Butthead Filthy Ralph comic with like the guy with the playing the guitar on the cover. Like I said, I don't have any of those in color right now. The only one I have is actually in this bundle, and you've got basically everything in here. So just like I said, just hold off a little bit. I'll let you know when I got some more printed up. But one thing that's pretty exciting is uh, three of my comics, Blood Drunk, Vomit Coffin, and this one. The last 5 issues actually went to Heroes. So if you go to Heroes downtown London, starting this Wednesday, you can actually pick up my comics in store, which is fucking awesome because that's my childhood comic shop. So I'm really stoked about that. This sage smells fucking phenomenal. Yeah, man, I've just been sort of doing a lot of fucking art and just smoking a lot of fucking reef. Me and hanging out with my wife, my dog. We had a really good day yesterday. We drove out to the res, got some weed. I got some killer fucking weed, $40 for half ounce. I forget what this one's called, but you go there and they got weed for like 220 an ounce, 120, 180, 160, and then they got these a few jars for 80 an ounce. And I just go there, I buy a half ounce for $40. It's killer. This stuff had me fucked up, man. You can ask my mom, ask my dad, my wife. This weed will get you stoned as a motherfucker. So I got one of those rolled up, ready to go. But I want to show you something pretty sick. When it comes to making comics, drop something. When it comes to making comics, so like I said, the more planned out you are, the better. Like I've got notes on my phone, but that's sort of bullshit to show. But this right here, this is the complete thumbnail list for this comic, High as a Fly, done with pencil, so it's very sort of archaic and maybe hard to see right here. But there's that. This is the last of the story at the top, and then some ideas for the front and back cover, and inside, front and back. And then when I was looking at all the pages as a whole, I was like, okay, this is good, but it's sort of missing something. Like I need to add something in there. So what I went ahead and did was add 4 more panels. So I've documented those on this size like this, and there we go. So I've got all of that penciled, inked, ready to be scanned. But like I said, I'm just waiting to finish off what needs to be finished off before I hit the scan button. And then hopefully like I said, it depends on if I get a lot of it. If I finish it off tonight, I'll get a print copy tomorrow made to make sure everything's good. But ideally, what I want to do is I want to do a run of maybe like 5 of them that have green cover, like green for the cover page and yellow for the inside pages. I just think it'll look fucking cool. So stay tuned for that. But I'll definitely be doing black and white because that's the cheapest and easiest way to get a fucking gang of them printed up. Because like I said, I want to get these out there now with having like the distribution through Heroes, as well as the Zine Fiends, who's a zine distro here in town. They've been selling my stuff for like a year or two, and now with Heroes, it's gonna definitely get my shit more out into local hands than ever before. You know what I mean? Even like when I went on my fucking rampages of like dropping them off all over the place, pizza shops, fucking laundromats, all that stuff. You can get it out there, man, for free. As long as you don't mind, spending a bit, it's going to cost a bit, but in the long run, you're going to get a lot of shit out there and people will pick them up. At laundromats, almost whenever I went to a laundromat, there's been like a stupid little fucking book. I think there's a book here, like a sort of a zine called Shelf Life, where it's just like reviews of books, but it's like always in laundromats and stuff. So a lot of times I've picked that up and I've flipped through it, and honestly, like nothing really of interest for me in there a lot of times. But it's the same idea. Just drop it off. It costs next to nothing to print it if you're doing it black and white. Probably hear the birds squawking outside. But yeah, I'm having a blast making this comic, and sort of got my it's got my focus on doing another comic like pretty much starting this week. But again, if I start this new one, it's going to be putting the Western on the back burner once again. But like I said, that's just it's such a daunting it's a daunting task when you're working on such big fucking pages, you know what I mean? And it's like, God damn it. Could be as many as like 30 pages. And I guess it's like, boo fucking who, because there's artists out there, there's comic artists that are working on 11 by 17. But you know what? The fact is the fucking fact. Most of today's shit's being done digitally. So, they got that control fucking Z where if they fuck up, they just hit control Z, control Z. If you're working traditional, it's like, all right, you fuck up, then you gotta erase, fuck up with ink. Now you're laying down whiteouts, you fuck up again. Now you're laying whiteout on top of whiteout. Good luck. Good luck. You're better off just cutting out, doing what's called a paste out or a paste up, which is where, like I'm gonna have to do a paste up on one of my pages before I scan it because I fucked up I didn't really fuck up. I've changed the dialogue on in one of the balloons, so that has to be corrected somehow. So what I'll be doing is just cutting out a piece of paper the size of the word balloon, and then literally pasting it down on top with the corrected uh, dialogue written down because you know that's why I added those 4 extra pages in this comic because I was like, okay, you know, I got it done, but it's like an extra little bit of explanation will work wonders. So that's like, again, that's why I added these extra pages. But again, it wasn't so much the dialogue that was hard in this. It was for some reason I thought it'd be a good idea to do some stippling in this one, and I ended up doing stippling on every fucking page. Sometimes it's 30% of the page is just dots, but like again, it turns out good. Like this, I know when it's in print, it's gonna look so fucking cool because it's gonna be shrunk down to some degree, and when that happens, it sort of makes everything a little more not clear, but just like it gives it this certain look that I really like. So we'll see what happens with that, man. It's almost like this. Uh, when I had that table at that zine fair last weekend or a couple weekends ago, I'd drawn this and then I just scanned it and then printed it so I could put the prices down. But even like shrinking this down a little bit, like it makes it look a little more detailed for some reason. I don't know. I do not know. I do know it looks sick, but yeah, man, I've been kind of digging through my comics in a way. Not so much my comics, but if you can see like this shit behind me, like they're comics for the most part, but I mean like the heavy metals, the Eries, the Mads and stuff because I'm trying to get everything in bags and boards and stuff. I bought brand new magazine bags, brand new boards, so getting everything together, getting it nice and ready to be cataloged and stuff like that because I'm going to be leaving a lot of my like humor stuff, my Mads, my Cracked, and like my heavy metals, Eries, Creepies, all that I want on the shelf at easy access. But all the other stuff that I might not be so quick to grab, so to speak, I'm going to be putting in boxes and then stashing over here. And I've got a whole gang of comics that I need to get rid of or go through and see what I need to get rid of because there's no point in just hoarding a bunch of random stuff at this point. I mean, it happens every once in a while, especially in the beginning of my comic collecting career when I was just I loved the 4 for $1 bins because you could just find all kinds of random stuff, but then you end up with a bunch of random junk that you really don't fucking need or want. And like I said, it's happened to me. I've purged my collection multiple times, but you know, there's there's certain shit that you buy for whatever fucking reason, but it ends up you end up tossing it. Everyone does from time to time. Cammy's in the house. What's going on? Cammy just wanted to stop by and say a quick hello. Thanks for doing so. Hopefully you're having a great Mother's Day. Um, yeah, you know that's that's sort of like the skinny of it right now. It's just sort of like comic creation mode and just trying to get like my office here under control. Because again, like you can't really see the movie shelf, which is just like out of control. But I've pretty much got it down to everything on here. I'm keeping. Still have yet to got it fully organized, dude. It's fucked. I'm getting ready to get some food. Oh fuck yeah! Me and my brother and my mom had Chinese food, and I'm still like fucking stuff. And then I bought a milkshake from McDonald's and put it in my freezer because I was like, you know what? I'll go. I want to go home and do a little bit of stream, and then fucking you know, drink some fucking milkshake. Back home for a big blunt. Well, there it is. Right. I don't. You know what? This is a fucking decent sized joint, but like the blunts. Honestly, I stopped smoking blunts like 5 years ago. I was addicted. I was addicted because I wasn't only smoking the blunt, but I would fucking put tobacco in it with it from the blunt. Which is insane. But it got bad, so I was like, I need to stop this shit. And now here we are. There we are. Plus, I was burning like fucking what, like 250, if 250 every blunt, unless you're buying like packs. I was smoking Century Sam's. That was my blunt of choice. I tried Backwoods, but I tried to like Backwoods, but I just think it's good. All those like Fronto style blunts, like they don't hold a candle to a fucking Century Sam. Yeah, man. Uh, another thing that I want to talk about that's sort of art related is, you know, I've been thinking about starting a big piece, but like the reason why I'm so hesitant about that is because it's gonna take away from doing actual comic book shit. And I've got so much comic book shit in my head right now. I'm like, fuck, I wanna, especially like getting that Fly comic done so fucking fast, man. I'm like, dude, I could do a fucking comic. Like I could probably do like two comics a month at that size. I want to be like fucking Jim Davis or Robert Crumb or one of those motherfuckers. Backwoods is what I got. Yeah, backwoods are, it is what it is. I feel like that was a fad for like when I was in high school. Everyone was smoking Century Sam, smoking Phillies and all this shit. And then all of a sudden, everyone was like obsessed with backwoods. And there was only like three people that even knew how to fucking roll one of those properly. Or they could just be like the whole time tobacco, fucking salty tobacco. Yeah, yeah. But again, to the big piece, I got the paper. Like I've got big ass paper. I got like what, like 24 by 36, and I got some other ridiculously fucking huge paper that I've just been meaning to work on. But you know, the last time I did a big ass piece was like fucking over a year and a half ago or longer. What do you want to draw? Well, I've got a bunch of shit in front of me on the window that I've like mask taped to the window just as like inspiration. Like I put this film over my window so you can't see through them. So when doing so, I was like, well, fuck, I could tape stuff on this side. Doesn't matter. So I want to do one where it's five people on one. It's like a 5-person thing, like little, not like lineup, but like 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2 in the middle, sort of like bowling pins in a way without the front pin. And the characters are going to be Michael Myers from Rob Zombie Halloween when he's the kid, and then when he's in the clown outfit. So the kiss shirt, the clown outfit, the nut house outfit, like the robe, the Michael Myers actual outfit, and then the one he wears in the second one, the ripped up one. So it's gonna be like you know, 5 characters. But I want to do it detailed. Like I want it to look sick. And the other big one is the thing from The Godfather. The scene in The Godfather where the motherfucker kills Soloso and McCluskey in the restaurant. He gets the gun from the bathroom, but he comes out and he fucking blasts them. And I want to do that because I want to do this thing like around them because like you can see like the blood spray in the film, but I want to just take like a brush and just like put some red fucking paint on it, red ink, whatever, and just like hit it off the back of the wrist, so to speak, and it just like splatters and makes. I have some red paint too, like spray paint. I could go wild with fucking spray paint too, but you know. The last thing I did with spray paint was that Monopoly board, and I kind of went a little fucking heavy duty on the paint. And I would have initially the idea was to have had less spray paint on it, but it worked out the way it worked out. So it worked out decent. Cammy, do you want to see some panels from this comic? I'll show you some shit. I showed some shit on Instagram and Facebook and all that shit. But I'll show you some shit that hasn't been shown yet. So, like the Ralph appears in two types of like it's either like him as like a big character or like him as like the fly, like that flies around Ralph. Like, here's an example. And if I added the little hash pipe that's been in like the last three comics, the little skull hash pipe. So these are now all out of order. Um, I'll just show you the whole page. Yeah, the fucking alien makes the fucking appearance. And honestly, like I never get sick of showing this page right here. This is the Dune page. You know. So like if you look at the like 666 stoned, 187 stoned. Yeah. I was like, you know what, fucking dude, I'm gonna get wild with this one, and I'm proud as fuck of it. Literally, man. I did all the I can't wait to print it and see what it looks like. I want to be back in order. Yeah, so that's the last page. I had these are all added after the fact to sort of give a little bit better explanation in certain situations because to me it just felt like there was something missing because it's supposed to play out sort of like a drug trip, like a drug trip, but I needed a way to explain certain shit. So good, dude. You're killing. Thank you. And like I don't know if you were here when I mentioned earlier, come this Wednesday, Vomit Coffin, Blood Drunk, and the Beefs and Butthead comic will all be available for purchase downtown London, Ontario at Heroes. There's limited supply right there right now, but if it sells good, I'm going to bring a bunch more down and just continue to have it on stock down there. So I told my uncle that yesterday. I saw my uncle. He's like, fuck. Because he's like the comic book person I know in my life, as you know, that actually knows comics and magazines and all that stuff. He's like, "So do you consider yourself pro now?" And I was like, "I don't know." He's like, "I think you can. If you got your shit in a comic shop, you can consider yourself pro." I was like, "Well, I guess so if you say so, man." But I still consider myself just like underground doing my own thing. No one can tell me what the fuck to do. I even postponed or I pushed forward 187 number 7. The submission due date has now been pushed to December 1st. So there's tons of time. The motherfucker has already sent me a full comic about the mummy. Kuz Pilum. Uh, I'm butchering his name, but a dude on Instagram. He's been in the zine before. A few other fucking. It's like okay, it's coming again. I don't expect you know to be like the best thing since sliced bread, but I'm gonna do my best to put out the best quality shit that I can. You know what I mean? So once again, no ads. Not doing fucking ads. The only ads I'm doing it are phony ads. So like fucking the never-ending weed rolling paper pack or some bullshit like that. And one thing I want to mention is I want to do a piece, not necessarily a giant piece, but like a 11, what 8.5 by 11 inch piece of paper, cardstock with a take on Up in Smoke, the Up in Smoke poster. So if you know that poster, there's like Cheech and Chong are being rolled into a joint. So I want to do that, but with Little Ricky and Filthy Ralph. So I think that's gonna be fucking sick. They also did that Big Bamboo cover, which my dad has. Papers out of it. He probably smoked it in fucking '86. Your zine is one of the best. No bullshit. I appreciate it, Cammy. You've been a part of it, so shout out to you as well. Oh, Cammy, get this. So I think you'll know. You'll think this is sick. I think so. In September, me and Kayla, we're gonna go to Pennsylvania to the fucking Eddie P Comic Con. Yeah. And it's the same weekend that SPX is happening, which is in Baltimore. So the Eddie P thing's like 5 hours away. SPX is like 8 hours away. Do you have any advice for creating trading cards? Yes, I do. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So, like, uh, I plan on, like, giving Jim Rugg and, like, Jim Ma whoever the fuck is there, I'm giving, like, comics and shit to, and, I'll scam you some stuff because like, I'll get you something Jim Rugg. I'll get him to sign it and all that bullshit, and I'll just send it to you because like, it's the shipping to Canada, it's like, "Hey, about it," like, fuck, it's like throwing a Frisbee, but, like, as soon as you go, "Hey, I'm shipping to New Jersey," it's like, "You cocksucker, you're about to get fucked." "Yo, you could be on an episode." On an episode? Yeah, I don't know, I just wanna fucking I'm going for it, like, when I did that zine fair at that art gallery a couple weeks ago, and I sold way more than I thought I was going to, it was a big boost in terms of, like, maybe fucking I should go full tilt, you know what I mean? And I talked to the guy that put on the show, I'm like, "Listen, um, you fucking, like, how the fuck do I get my art hanging on the wall in here, basically?" And he's like, "Well, we like to know the people first of all, but we didn't know who you were." And he's like, "Wow, this table full of shit." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, like, I have so much original art, it's all traditional. I have no shortage of original art." Even if I could put up, like, enough pages to, like, give you know, a full comic on a wall, like, even if it was, like, Blood Drunk or something, like, if I put up the original Blood Drunk pages, I wouldn't sell those. Well, there is shit that I would sell of my original art, but I would never sell any of my original comic stuff, unless I was selling it to someone that was buying all of it and I knew it was gonna stay together because I wouldn't want it to be, like, broken up, I'd rather keep it than that type of bullshit. Yeah, they could, like, review it. Oh, yeah, that would be fucking sick. Gotta get the SPX one. I know, I want to, but it's maybe next year, you know, because I'm already going up north. I'm going to Algonquin at the end of September, and, like, that has I've already booked 3 days off work for that, and it's like, now, like, I probably am going to have to book either the Monday or the Friday off, because 5-hour drive, like, we'd have to leave on Saturday, drive 5 hours, get there, you know, and then, like, have to drive 5 hours again on Sundays, like, I don't know, I'd rather wait a day at least, but, definitely gonna be saving up for that, and, you know, I gotta get my passport and all that shit, but shouldn't be a problem. My fucking record's clean. I haven't broke the law since other than smoking dope when it was against the law, which was bullshit, but since I was a kid. But yeah, like, the one thing sorry, the trading card thing, I forgot, so my advice to you is get the program called Microsoft Publisher, which is like $12 a month. It comes with Office. Like if you get Microsoft Office, Publisher is the thing that I use. Trading card, the height I believe is 3.25 by 2.25. Like you can Google the precise size, and like that's how I was able to make like these, like the 187 cards. Like these are actual two size. They're upside down. Um, you know, and you can just format a sheet so you got 9 cards on it, and then just cut them, and you got them, and print them on cardstock. Get the thickest cardstock that your printer can handle, and, even if you don't have a printer, you could go to, uh, Staples and do it, but don't take shit that's, like, trademarked. Like, let's say you wanna make a phony fucking baseball card that has, like, the baseball fucking logo or the NBA logo, whatever it is. I've been fucking turned away because I took shit to a printer one time that I was dealing with for years, and they basically were like fucking called me a fuckhead because I wanted to print some phony Garbage Pail Kids. It's like he was like, "What are you trying to do?" Or it's just like, "Oh, I'm not doing this." And I was like, "Okay, well then you're not doing any of it then." I said, "Just forget it then." And then that's what prompted me. I was like, "Fuck, I'm get my own printer." Truth be told, you want to make some cards, get your own fucking printer. Get the fucking printer I got. It'll run you like $500, but you know what? It's worth it. It'll print quality shit. I printed stickers, I printed cards, I printed zines, full color zines on this bitch. It's key, man. Get your fucking own one, and then you can do whatever you can do your zines. You could make a zine, you can make a comic, You know, you can fuck around, you can make mini comics, you can make postcards. Windows pu Microsoft Publisher, I'm telling you, get that. Um, if you get it and you have questions of any sort, don't be afraid to fucking ask because I've been using Publisher for, like, honestly, I'm not exaggerating, like, 20 years. There's not much I don't know how to do on that fucking app. People make stuff on other shit, Photoshop, Illustrator, all this stuff. I got Illustrator, but I do that. I that's what I color with and stuff sometimes. Don't really recommend getting that to make a thing, make cards, 'cause you can do everything on Publisher. You can do front and back and all that stuff. I wanted to make true crime type cards. Okay, I get what you're saying. So I get what you're saying. Yeah, like, all you have to do is just either scan something or draw something, whatever, get the size to and fit it to the card size, and then fucking wham bam, print it out. Obviously, it's not gonna be, like, glossy, but it's gonna be qui if you put it on cardstock, it will look good. Like, somewhere in this fucking bitch, I don't know where it's at. There it is. I haven't even pulled this out yet. I've never shown this yet. This is every I'll just pull them out. This is the complete set of the 187 card, okay? Both sets, and I even included, like, a mini print of this painting. Like, these are printed on, printer paper. This is just a color test. Hold on. The new ones, I'll show you the new ones. Okay, so the new set is gonna come with a print of this, which is the Lucio Fulci card. There's one of my brother, which I already did one of my brother before, but I changed the background. Uh, Dead guy from Dawn of the Dead. Hunter Thompson, Raoul Duke from Fear and Loathing. Oscar Oscar Acosta, Dr. Gonzo, Benicio del Toro played him. Chucky, female prisoner Scorpion, Candyman, rest in peace, Tony Todd, Pam Grier from Coffee, me, because it's like, dude, you gotta have your own fucking card. Captain Spaulding. I've talked about that image in the background. So that image in the background was in House of a Thousand Corpses inside of Captain Spaulding's Museum of Monsters and Madmen. But, if you watch the Rob Zombie episode of Cribs, that's, like, the doorway to his DVD collection. I was like, "I love that." Leatherface, the eyeball, Pinhead, the box, you opened it, we came, Ralphie. I called him the Pink Nightmare because that's what the old man calls me. "You look like a pink nightmare." Pennywise, the dancing clown. She-Wolf SS. She-Wolf of the SS, Ilsa. Diane Thorne. And last but not least, Kiddo, Uma Thurman from, Kill Bill, which I love Kill Bill. So that's all of the new set, and there's just the first set I've shown you before, so I'm not gonna go through them, but there they are. These are printed on, printer paper, not cardstock, so big difference. Okay, they still look sick, but they're not if you put them in a top loader, they look fine, but if you wanna actually hold them and stuff, I recommend doing the cards, which you can get for cheap. I got, like, 100 pages. I draw on it, but I did print quite a few sets of cards, so I probably, you know sorry, I missed a bunch of comics comments. I was gonna draw it. Do it. I want them to look gnarly. Your cards look awesome. I thought about doing movie theaters. You should. I wanted to get some done to use for Cinema 187 at one point. Yeah, fucking do it. This next issue is Universal Horror and Hammer Horror, so if you wanna get down, then just fucking draw something, send it to me. I don't give a fuck. I've never really turned anybody down. The only people I've turned down were people that wanted to put ads in. I'm like, "Dude, I'm not doing ads." I did it once, and, I was like, "Okay, it's kinda fucking" I don't know. Shout out I'm not dissing the motherfuckers I put an ad in for, but it's just not what I wanna do. Just I want it to be more timeless than having an ad. My mouth is fucking dry from all the dope today. I have a 100 milligram edible up there to fucking eat today too. I will in a bit, but, I just wanted to do, like, a channel I haven't made videos in a while. I've been fucking just I don't know, like I said, I don't wanna force I don't wanna do them, and it ain't gonna fucking happen, you know? That's sort of like how the downfall begins when you do this shit. If you just, like, go, "I need to make videos or people are going to not like me," it's like, then fucking bad. It's the way she goes. Alright, Rick, I'm off to get some food. Have a good night. Alright, Cam, have a good night. Happy Mother's Day. Adios. Um, yeah, man. I've got I've got this comic, like, in the bag, and every time I'm, like, almost done a comic, I get this feeling where I'm like, you're just ready to, like, get it in your hand, like, the final product, you know? Once you get that shit in your hand, it's like it's a different ballpark, a different feeling, like, you know, a motherfucker can start a comic. You can start a comic, and so many people start comics out there, but to fucking finish one, dude, it's you know? It's not easy, but it's not impossible. It's quite doable. You know what I mean? I've done it. This is the 10th one I've done. 10th comic since 2021, I think, but it's like the 3rd comic of the year, you know? It's wild, dude. It's wild, and, like, I think what's gonna happen here, uh, pretty soon is I'm going to log off here, but I'm gonna come back on with the, ink sesh view, and, we can, do the front, back, inside, front, and back cover as a live show. So, definitely stay tuned or stick around, whatever. I'm not gonna hop off here just yet, but no, I really am looking forward to just trying to get the comics out on a more, in-store thing, because when it's in store, I feel like at least people that like, when you're in a comic book shop and you see something that interests you, you can pick it up and fucking look through it. Online, it's like, no, you're limited to, whatever the person's posted, and, like, not everybody's on Instagram, not everybody's on, every I'm on Instagram and I'm on Facebook, and that's it. I'm not on Twitter, I'm not on TikTok or any of these other fucking things, okay? Because to me, there's too many things to keep track of, and, like, I don't wanna be, you know, drowned in having to, like, like, already when I post shit, it's like, okay, I gotta post it on the fucking Instagram and on the Facebook page, and now I've sort of really been posting a lot more stuff on the YouTube post page, um, just to sort of share the artwork and stuff. Because I feel like a lot of people that watch the YouTube videos may or may not be looking at the art on the Instagram side or anything like that, so who knows? Like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. Uh I just know that I got a comic here nearly done, so I'm stoked. If I get it finished tonight, then I can get it scanned tonight, and then I can get it printed tomorrow before I can go to work, print a fucking test copy off, and just enjoy the fruits of the labor, dude. Because if you've ever made a comic and you finally get it in fucking print, like that first flip through, you know, you're like, "Motherfucker." It's such a good feeling, so hell yeah, man. Burn another piece of sage in this bitch. Cleanse the fucking energy, man. New comic energy, as they say. And, like, that's the thing, like, when, w once you have your actual shit in a comic shop, it's like, again, you're more in the eyes of people that are actually into that stuff, 'cause if you're just giving it out on the fucking street corner, you know, not everybody on the street corner gives a fuck about comics, but everybody in a comic shop, they're at least dabbling in comics. If not, they're there for cards or whatever the fuck, but, um, you know cards are definitely an interesting beast, and I've talked about that in previous live streams and stuff, like how it's insane that people, are nearly killing each other over cards. It's wild, dude. But dangerous times we live in, children. Movie wise, I did watch Hellraiser 1 and 2 recently. Watched Jeepers Creepers 1 like the other night, last night might have been, and just sort of been enjoying the shit that you got on is it Pluto or Roku? One of those fucking things on my TV has every episode of Chappelle's Show for free and every episode of South Park. You know, so some nights I'll watch like 2 episodes of Chappelle, 2 episodes of South Park, and it's like, you know, it's crazy because back in the day when Chappelle's Show was coming out, and my mom didn't give a fuck what I was watching. You know, I'm watching Chappelle's Show in my room with fucking Clarence Clayton Bigsby, the black white supremacist, and then right after that, I got fucking Cartman screaming about Kyle's mom is a big fat slut and all this stuff. It's crazy what we were raised on when you think about it, but you know, kids older than me, they were raised on even wilder shit as far as I'm concerned. And then even before that, you know, the kids that were raised on like, oh fuck, the likes of like Sam Kinison, Dice Clay, all those guys, like potty mouth comics, right? But fun and funny. My dad texted me, he said, "This is," and I quote, "Your hash has kicked my ass." It's 'cause I gave him a bunch of fucking hash. Shout out to the old man. Uh, what the fuck else did I watch recently? I've been watching a shitload of Looney Tunes on YouTube. There's, like, all these compilations of just Looney Tunes. This is no shit. Oh my god. I took a photo of this last night or the other night to prove it. Oh, man, where is it at? Here it is. This and no fucking word of a lie, this guy's name's Ralph. So, there's, one of the compilations. This character named Ralph just gets back from the army, now he's just sort of fucking around. But look at he's wearing, like, a fucking flower shirt, he's got a pipe on the ground, beer, cigarette. I was like, "Dude, is that Filthy Ralph?" I had to take a photo of that shit. Same with, like, you know, I've sort of been inspired like, doing this Fly comic is sort of like, it inspired me to, you know, do more shit with, like, sort of shorter like, if you've read the what I call the collected strips comics I did, like, that have the Slaughterhouse Bunnies and, Old Dirty Bastard one and Millhouse, all those horror movie ones. I could do, like, stories like that, but that are instead of 1 page are, like, 3 pages, but I could have The Fly narrating a situation that, like, either Little Ricky's in or Ralph or my other character, Chico, who I wanna start doing more of. He was the one of the co-stars in Vomit Coffin, which is, like, you know, I'll tell you, when I had that zine table, dude, recently, people, when they see that, they have to say it for some reason. Like, everyone's like, "Vomit Coffin." I was like, "Dude," and then shout out to Sawbleed 666 because I was fucking looking at his shit recently, and I noticed, what he did a piece called Vomit Coffin, and I was like, "Oh, fuck." Like, "Fuck. I'm not the only one that's thought of this incredibly fucking, like, metal name before." It's way too hardcore of a name to not, like, to be original. I knew that when I named it that. I was like, "Dude," I was like, "This has been done before, but it's too goddamn." When I was sitting here that day and I came up and I, like, said the name, I was like, "Vomit Coffin." I was like I basically went like this, look, I took one of these little coffins, opened her up, and I went "Bleh," into it, dude, because I was like, "This is the sickest fucking name of all time." Oh my god. My dad texted me back. Fuck. My phone just unplugged. That's okay. 78% is fine. 666 though, man. I'm glad I was able to pop on today. Shout out to Comic Crack because I know he'll be fucking going live eventually today. He's already been live, but I enjoy his Sunday rap videos. Um, yeah, there's still a lot of good YouTubers out there, man, and it's not completely dead, but I've been watching so much old stuff that's now like 18 years old on YouTube. Can you fucking believe it? Cinephiles is the first example of that. Been watching like every episode of that. I've been watching some older 22 Shots episodes, and dude, just a gang of just random ass shit. You know, like a lot of times, like if I'm sitting here and I'm like drawing or whatever, I like to draw uh, podcasty stuff like Cinephiles and shit like that because like they're talking about stuff that like you don't have to be looking at the screen. But with a good podcast, you shouldn't have to look at the screen to be able to enjoy it. It's supposed to be like a radio show, you know. Starting to get fucking dark in this. It's still light as hell outside. It'll be light out until like fucking 9 o'clock. But I think my dad's making sauce or something. He's gonna make some kind of pasta sauce probably. Thing is with my dad is the guy's a hell of a cook. He can cook like a motherfucker, I'll tell you that, and he did when I was a kid all the time, and, but he's the type of guy that, like, will get the shit that I would never even consider fucking buying, like, I'm talking about those meat ends. It's you know, when you if you ever worked like a deli or, like, know about a deli, like, the pieces of meat, like, they like, the ends with, like, the little metal, tag on the tail, whatever, you can buy those. It's like a package of you'll buy those, and it's like, "Dude, what do you" I couldn't even fucking imagine that, you know? I did the vegetarian thing for, like, 6 fucking years, dude, and there's still meat that I will not touch. Like, eve I've been back to eating meat for, like, probably 2, 3 years, but probably 2 years. I don't know. Not for me, dude. Not for me. But, yeah, I think that probably in about I don't know exactly what time I'll be back on with the drawing stream, but it could be right after this. But, just stay tuned to the channel tonight because, again, I'll be back doing an ink sesh. I wanna get the pencils down first anyway because, then I'm not, like, fumbling around with you know, the composition of the piece. I can just go right to the inks. So, come back for the ink sesh tonight, probably in an hour, hour and a half, maybe. With that being said, I appreciate everybody for stopping by today. 666, if you can't make it to the ink sesh, but you made it to this, you're fucking champion. And appreciate everybody. So 666 and adios.